We asked ChatGPT what the top 10 hobby board games were. Here are the results and our reactions to it. So Lisa, explain what ChatGPT is.
It is a artificial intelligence kind of word creator where you ask it a question or you ask it to write you something and it spits out an answer based on artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that's what all the cool kids are using these days to like cheat on exams, and like it passed a Wharton MBA school exam. So this thing, you say, you know, what is, write me an essay on whatever, it'll do it. It's awesome. So, does it know board games? That's the real question. So I ran a query here. My query was very simple. Top 10 hobby board games. Let's see what it gave us back. At number 10 is Boss Monster. I'm actually surprised Boss Monster because that's a newer game.
It's niche.
It's very niche. Like you would think, oh, Boss Monster. I was expecting like Go and chess. So press that Boss Monster is on there. I like Boss Monster. I don't think it's 10th best all-time game, but I'm actually really impressed that it's there.
Yeah, 100%. To us, it's that niche craft board game, and I know we asked it for hobby games, but I would have expected more of the games that you would find at, you know, your Indigos, your Chapters would be popping up. And as far as I know, Boss Monster's still more just your local board game shops.
Yeah, it's a good game. Like, I guess if you're really into like tile laying things, you might be able to like push it in like a top 10, top 20. So, okay. So far,
I like it.
Mid kind of level.
We'll see where we go from here.
Number 9, Gloomhaven. Wow, that's impressive.
So is it full Gloomhaven or Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion?
It just says Gloomhaven. So I'm going to assume it's full Gloomhaven.
Okay.
And I could see, like, I think on BGG it's in the top 5. It may even be number 1, but that's not bad, right? Because Gloomhaven's not for everybody. We don't own Gloomhaven because I don't want to like have it own the table for 6 months or whatever it's supposed to do. But that's
impressive. Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, though, so we do like the gameplay.
Yes.
And I think that there's been enough hype, it's been around long enough that I understand where the AI found it, because there's a lot of information out there on the web about it.
Yeah, so kudos to that. So far, pretty good.
We're in the land of hobby games.
Pretty good. Number 8 is Splendor. Okay. You know, I think people... I wouldn't put Splendor at 8, but I think people that like family game nights, and you're stepping up from the Monopolies and the Ticket to Rides and the Catans, and you're just like, oh, here's another hobby game. I can see a lot of people having Splendor at like their 8.
Yeah, and I think, again, you're using AI and it's, you know, fleshing out what's out there on the web. I have seen Splendor in a ton of top lists or family game night lists, so I understand where it's coming from.
So far, good job. And I actually, if I even just took this list so far, I got a pretty cool collection right now. I got like Splendor, and I can like invite the fams over and we can play Splendor. I got Gloomhaven for like the hardcore gamer, like I want to play this forever. And I got Boss Monster, which is kind of like in between those two. Number 7 is Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
No idea. Is it a board game?
I assume. Let's look it up. Okay, we are over at Board
BGG.
Game Geek, and we're gonna look it up. I cut and pasted in. What do we got? It is an Avalon Hill Wizards of the Coast game, 7.1.
Okay, and it's been around since 2017, so it's not. It has a weight of 2.56. What are its mechanics? What is this game?
It's 3 to 6, best at 5.
Okay.
It looks like kind of like a dungeon crawl.
Okay.
Based on the award-winning Betrayal at House on the Hill board game, in Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, you will return to Baldur's Gate again and again thanks to the 50 included scenarios. So
kind of like it sounds kind of like a Gloomhaven-ish almost with miniatures and things like that.
7.1 ranking on BGG is pretty good. So is 7.1 good enough to get you into the top 10 all time? I don't know, but this is still
it's that higher player count.
Yeah.
It is that higher player count. So for us, probably wouldn't join our collection personally, but I could see that being one of those games that you take to game night with the same group of people.
Yeah.
For
50 scenarios.
50 weeks. There you go. You got a game for a year.
Number 6. Now we're getting a little old school here. Dominion. So it just says Dominion base, probably. Yeah, Dominion. Yeah.
Wow, that's going back to, I want to say, one of the first 5 hobby games in our collection, maybe 10.
Probably first 5. 2014, we bought like the Dominion regular box, and then I think we added one expansion and we capped after that. Dominion is good. I can see why it probably, see the way that these like AIs work, they're just combing the internet, they're creating the article and they're gathering all that. I'm sure in the realms of the internet, especially when you go back in time, Dominion was on a lot of like top 10 lists.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a solid deck builder game. But newer, flashier things have come out.
Yeah, I think it's showing its age depending on now with like a lot of the different trash mechanics and everything else. But like, I would play a game of Dominion right now if somebody had it, just because I haven't played it in a long time. So, okay, number 6. Number 5, Codenames. Interesting. That's like my favorite party game.
I love Codenames, especially all the various combinations. You can't go wrong with the family edition of Codenames Disney, at least if you're me. But Codenames, ever since it came out, has been a solid party game, no matter your group size.
I think Codenames is good for any collection, like whether it be like the family gamer, like the hardcore gamer, and they just want to have like a icebreaker game night or something. So, yeah,
so far, so good.
I don't mind it. Number 4, Pandemic. I like Pandemic. I don't know about number 4, but Pandemic is still like a solid game to have in your collection. I feel like now this list becoming more like, I don't know, 2015, 2014 to like 2018, 19 kind of stuff.
I feel like the AI has actually just taken things over a span of time. So those games have been in existence longer, with the exception of Boss Monster. Everything else has been around for a while,
4 or 5 years old, yeah.
Has stood the test of time, and it is still being played now. So that's, I think, a testament to it, is it found things that have been talked about for a long period of time.
Okay, let's go into number 3, Carcassonne. I'm starting to see a trend here now.
I'm loving this. This is, that classic tile laying game. So again, it's been around for a while. It's been talked about, but it keeps coming up in lists. You want to get a top 10 starter list? I would almost always put Carcassonne on as your tile laying game.
Yeah, I feel like we started off way back at Boss Monster, and now we're just kind of like working our way more into like that Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble. Like, I'm going to go... I looked online, like, what are the classic board games? I feel like this list is starting to become a little more of that.
It's almost like the classic hobby games, right? You have your classic games of your Monopoly, Scrabbles, Life, and all that jazz. But now we're talking more the classics of your hobby niche gaming.
Yeah, these are the new classics, basically, right? Like a Carcassonne and whatnot. Okay, number 2, here we go again, Ticket to Ride.
Woo!
So we're seeing a trend here. So these are becoming like the kind of modern classics where if you see anybody that's got Monopoly on the shelf and they've just gone that one level up, you're seeing the Carcassones, the Pandemics, the Ticket to Rides. You're starting to see more of that. So, okay, so AI, you're done a good job. You kind of had me at the start. I was waiting for like Terraforming Mars and Wingspan and like those really popular...
Your meta, like the ones that are at Indigo, but you're like, ooh, wow, they have that?
But it's doing a good job in terms of like somebody that's like getting into the hobby, and I'm just like, what do I get past Monopoly almost? So
true.
And number 1, okay, this fits the trend completely. Catan.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody who is watching this likely has their own opinion of this game. I am still a fan of this game because it's nostalgic for me and my years of playing with my family. I can still get it to the table and have a good time. Socialize while playing, because Lord knows my dice are not rolled and I'm at the end of the game with 4 points while somebody else is finishing the game at 10.
So I would say that ChatGPT has not replaced like your friendly local game store, guy behind the counter, what should I get? I feel like their expertise has not been circumvented by AI yet. I'd say ChatGPT, like middle down in terms of what you've done. I guess maybe we can revisit this like in a year when they're on like another version of this, and we'll see if it's gotten any better.
All right, right now, humans 1, AI 0.